How you doing today, YouTube? It's Robert's Ranting, and I'm Robert. I want to touch on celebrity today, and the fact that for some unapparent reason, celebrities think that their opinion matters more than yours does. Matter of fact, if you don't think the way they think, you're downright crazy. You got mental illness or something. Specifically Deborah Messy, or whatever her name is, from the Will and Grace show. Hasn't done much since the Will and Grace. Matter of fact, they had to reboot Will and Grace, I think, so she could have a job. But here's the thing. You can't say that people have mental illness because they're of a certain color and they vote for a certain person or support a certain person. She said that black supporters of Trump have mental illness. I think that's the pot calling the kettle right there. I'm pretty sure about that. Now, not all celebrities are like that. I saw a quote from Alice Cooper that said that to get up on stage and tell your fans who to vote for is kind of not really rock and roll, and I got to agree with him on that. Rock and roll is about freedom, okay? It's American. Rock and roll is American, all right? And it's about freedom. And Alice Cooper says, I will not get up there and tell people who to vote for because what I think shouldn't automatically be what they think. And to tell them what to think is not rock and roll. And I have to agree with the man on that. I really do. You have Barbara Streisand. She's for open borders. But for the last 10 or 15 years or something crazy, she's been running people off the beach out in front of her house out there in California. So, open borders, but not for Barbara's land. No. And I'm almost positive that she doesn't own the ocean. She doesn't own the sand. She can't, you know? I mean, I'm sure there's a certain leeway there or what have you that people shouldn't encroach on her property. But other than that, I say go swimming in her beach. That's what I say. You know, it's crazy to me. And people like, you know, you don't hear any of this craziness out of Willie Nelson. Shoot, the government went after Willie Nelson real good about taxes, and I think that those taxes were due to some bad management that he had. They came after him, and so he worked harder and he paid the taxes. Not like Al Sharpton, no. Al Sharpton's just going to run from that, and I'll keep mentioning it until Al Sharpton does pay him, which apparently I'll just have to keep mentioning him. Then you got the Bette Midlers of the world, you know. They just say whatever comes to their head, and then when they find out Trump didn't say that, well, it sounds like something he would say. Oh, bullshit. Come on, give me a break, you know. We should all be able to vote for whoever we want to vote for without being chastised by the media and by star power, or whatever you want to call it. The cult of personality, as it were. These stars that are trying to ram stuff down your throat, stop supporting them, you know. I've heard some of them say that Trump supporters should be killed for having a different opinion than them. That is very anti-American. Matter of fact, it sounds pretty damn communist to me. It's crazy, crazy, crazy. It's off the rails, you know. Another thing I did want to mention, I meant to mention this at the beginning of the video. Kevin Hart, my family, and everybody I know, at least, I think, is praying for your quick recovery. Hope that everything goes well with that. Speaking of stars. But, you know, just because you vote for someone for president doesn't make you mentally ill, no matter what color you are, okay? Trump, again, like I said in the last video, has proven time and time again, he is not a racist, you know. But the Democrats want you to think that. That's right, the Democrats, especially the ones in Congress, you know. But the stars want you to think that too. So when they're trying to shove their opinion down your throat, it's up to you to show them with your money, okay? Don't go buy them concert tickets. Don't go get that expensive movie ticket and that $25 popcorn and a soda, you know? Don't do it, okay? Because that's the only way we can show these people without violence, you know, that our opinion counts too, you know? And when my opinion stops mattering, when my vote stops mattering because some star said so, well, that star can go straight to, if you know what I'm saying, okay? And all these Democrats running around threatening like, you know, they don't want to, they say they don't want to be threatening, you know, or they don't want us threatening them, that's for sure. But they can threaten everybody, you know. I see posts on Facebook all day long, you know. White people want to say the N-word. White people don't want to say the N-word, okay? That's not where we're at anymore, you know. And this is something that the media and the Democrats are they're baiting, you know, they're baiting. They're trying to get violence out of someone, you know. A shooter comes along, like, I forget where he was, but he was one of them anti-AFTI fellers, and he goes to shooting. The Democrats dummy up about it, of course, you know, because you can't talk about the truth if you're talking with a Democrat, all right? Because the truth really bothers them, especially the stars. Especially the stars. And I know it's different out there in California than it is in the rest of the world, and maybe a little New York too. You know, it's a little different than it is out here in the rest of America, okay? But the rest of America is scratching and clawing to get by, okay? Scratching and clawing. We don't have big houses on the ocean that we get to run people off the beach with our security guards, okay? Much like a border, all right? I see Miss Warren, Miss Elizabeth Warren, she's always on the Twitter there saying, this and that shouldn't happen. This girl's menstruating and bleeding through her pants, this poor refugee, you know. If the wall wasn't there, she wouldn't be in our detainee center, in the food line, getting free food, laying in a free bed. Well, it's not free. We pay for it. The taxpayers are paying for it, okay? We'll have to pay for them over and over and over and over again. We'll only have to pay for the wall once. That makes a lot of sense to me, paying for something once instead of paying over and over and over again. So if the stars can't understand that, well, damn them. Damn them all straight to you know what, okay? I'm trying not to cuss so much in my videos because my grandmother and my aunt been watching them, and you know, they don't like the F-bomb and stuff like that, but it's a bunch of bullshit, all right? All these stars trying to form your opinion for you. Now you think about that, okay? Teachers are doing the same things in the schools, you know. I would really, really, really be happy if my grandchildren, since my kids are all out of school, if my grandchildren could be homeschooled, I would think that would be a blessing, because at least they would get both sides of the story and they would be able to form their own opinion, because teachers are doing the same thing as stars are doing now. It's a sick culture, these Democrats. They're bad news, they're bad people, okay? They act like they're the good guys, but they're not. So tell them to shut up with your money. Tell them to shut up with your time, okay? When there's a big red carpet affair, stop putting a microphone in their face, okay? Because there's no bias there. And when they get to calling people names like they do, well, they're mentally unstable because they're black and they voted for Trump, or they should all be locked up, or they should all be killed, or anything like that, that's hate speech. That's hate speech, and that's hate crime right there, okay? And that's intimidation, and it shouldn't be allowed, not by stars or by anyone else. All right? Now listen, YouTube. Y'all be nice to each other. Y'all try not to hurt anybody. And stay cool in the gang. And I will see you next video.